everyone. We've got a surprise Manager Sim episode here. Donut Donny here. Or as a lot of you Manager Sim guys know, Mark Donut Donny here. Very rare I say my first name. But this is kind of like it's just a special Manager Sim episode. I haven't recorded Manager Sim for nearly a year. For various reasons, because obviously I'm now concentrating on my retro series, which is doing very nicely. But I wanted to do this special episode because it's a sad video, because we're saying goodbye to the Phoenix Gameworld as we've known for a number of, I think a year or two. I think this actual game has lasted. As from today's date is October 25th, 2024. As from tomorrow, I think the server's been resetted, so everyone is going to be unemployed. Everyone's going to go back down to level 1, level 2, joining smaller clubs. There might be a few new additions. I've given Burnham some team names for the English leagues, so you might see some new English names in the leagues. So it might be, yeah, looking forward to starting afresh from this game world. Now, those of you who never played Manager Sim is a free online game which you can play on any browser. You can have the most cheapest graphics card, and you can easily play it because it's a text-based game. Look back at previous videos I've done. I even done Manager Sim as a retro series episode. That gives you a good intro to the game. So if you want to go back and watch that, please do. I know a few of you have already. But this episode is basically we're going to just go around the world and see what this game world looks before it actually ceases to exist. So this game world was the game year started in 2019. That's the game year, not the current date. So it's not really 5 years old. The game year was 2019, and the Phoenix Gameworld ticked 3 times a day. As you know in Manager Sim, that's how the calendar progresses, by ticking each day. And it started in 2019 game time. Game time, if you can see the screen up there, it's now 25th August 2050. That's when the tick finally stopped. I think a few days ago this finally stopped, and I noticed it stopped, and so I was thinking, that must mean that the game server is going to be resetted and we start from fresh again. But I know a number of you who do watch the Manager Sim videos like to see how the game will ended and take notice of your site and stuff. So I'll try to get in as much as I can in this short video. But here is the final manager ranking list as of the game end. Dave Oliver top, with Burnham second, so Liverpool, Inter Milan. Now, of course, this is joint points from various clubs. Sergio with the Netherlands side, Brada, and then I've got my 2 people in here, of course, my Lord Donut account, which I've stayed at Harmonby. We will go to Harmonby soon, because obviously I want to see my side. I've been at Harmonby for many years. And then we've got some great names here, so just give you a couple of seconds to look at that table. Fritz down there in 18th, but of course Fritz has been much higher than that. And then we flick over to the second page, and there's my other account there, which this is my roaming account as I call it, and some names there. So that's the manager ranking list. We'll now go to levels to see how far the levels actually went up. So Burnham went up to level 19, him, Dave, both Daves, Jose, Niels and myself, and Fritz and Dennis all went up to level 18. Burnham finished on 86.65%, which is very high. And then we got Dave on 38.6% on level 19. You can see Dave started off at Curebag in 2018 the game started actually, sorry, not 2019, and it progressed for, that means progressed for 32 seasons, this server alone, and there we go, there's his history. So we'll click back again. Burnham, he started off in many clubs actually, Leverkusen in Germany, winning everywhere basically, Lazio, Napoli, Liverpool, Blackpool, Tottenham Hotspur, Slava Praha, Inter Milan. Yeah, so he went everywhere. Success all the time. I look at Fritz. Fritz is, there he is. Fritz won everywhere. No surprise there. He's a very good manager. He knows the game very well. Bournemouth, Marseille, Inter Milan again, Wigan Athletic, Utrecht. I think I pronounced that right. Atlanta, so in France, and then Bayern Munich. And then, of course, let's look at my Lord Donut. My Lord Donut I was really at Harmby for most of the time, but I did start off at Rapid Vienna. Dynamo Tbilisi, I was there for a little while, did enjoy it. Barcelona, didn't enjoy it so much. I went to quite a few big clubs here and I changed my mind. Then I joined Harmby in 2028, sorry. I was there for 22 seasons and I just stayed with them because the Swedish sides, funny enough, the Swedish sides have good youth academies, oddly, in this game. So I thought I might as well stay there. Now, obviously, I'm going to flick over to my Mark Doney account. Level 5 because I kept moving clubs all the time. So you can see here multiple clubs here. So I won't mention them all, but I went everywhere. I even went to Harmby. Before Lord Donut then took over and went to Harmby. So I know Harmby very well. So I was actually at Harmby for 2 years there, and then let me see, I left Harmby in 2015, August 2015. So where did Lord Donut join Harmby? I wonder, just out of interest. He joined 3 years later in 2028. Oh, interesting. Okay. So there you go. There's the manager list. We're doing a lot of retrospect here, looking back. So Burnham topped the manager ranking list with Dave and Dave again. So we'll look at the trophies, who won what. So the only way you can do that is the stat machine. So we're looking, this is going to look really ancient to a lot of you. International Cups, we look at the Champions League, and we're going to go way back, way back. So if you can forgive a couple of clicking here, because I'm going to go turn back time here. We're going to go start from the beginning right to the end, and I'll try to do this not very quick so you can keep an eye on what's going on. So click on final. So Barcelona won the very first Champions League here in the game, and then we'll go forward a season. Then Inter Milan. Hold on, let's see if I can click. Can I? No. So if you were a winner of this, then you'll know. I never won a Champions League, so I know none of my sides are here. So Bayern Leverkusen, then Barcelona, Barcelona again, Inter Milan, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur in 25-26, Nimes in France, that was Fritz. I think I can remember that. Nimes dominated that. Milan, Nimes again, Valencia, Nimes again, Blackburn Rovers, Liverpool, Middlesbrough, this is 33-34, Liverpool, that Turkish side I can't pronounce very well, so I'm not going to murder it, so I'm not going to say anything. Liverpool, 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 Utrecht, Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Liverpool. My God, how many times have they won it? Liverpool, Liverpool again, and again. That must be Fritz or could be Dave. Inter Milan. We're getting near the end, and Liverpool, I think, won the last one. So that was the Champions League. We'll go to UEFA Cup. We might as well do the UEFA Cup. The UEFA Cup will definitely have notable differences of sides because all the top sides would have been in the Champions League and not the not in the UEFA Cup. So we've got Antwerp, first ever winners, then Bristol City, Man United, Bristol City, Man United, Blackburn. English subs doing very well in this, I noticed. Bristol City in all the cups. Lazio, Valencia, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool. Again, I'm going through this quickly because there's a lot here. Galatasaray, then Valencia, Tottenham Hotspur, that Turkish side again, Haken in Sweden, Haken again, Oldham, Leicester, Porto in 38-39, Leicester again, Oldham, Wigan, AEK Athens, Leicester City, Middlesbrough, Man United again, Inter Milan, Bran and Bran again. So they were the winners of the Cups. So what we do now is we're going to just go over and look at the leagues quickly and how they finally looked. So here's the English leagues. Obviously, we've got Liverpool there, who are the current champions. If we actually go to stats and we go to countries and we go to England and then we go back these divisions, let's see. This is actually a good way of us finding out who won each league each year and who was the actual person. Obviously, this is going to take a while to load up, so just bear with me. The computer is not responding to my clicks very well. We'll go through, I think we'll just go through the English League really, because a lot of people were on this a lot. We might actually go to the Italian League and Spanish, but we'll just have a check. So the very first winners of the Premier League was Bournemouth under Fritz. They came first, and Tottenham, Man City, Man United. And then the next season, Man City won, with Bournemouth coming second and then Man United. Then Tottenham won it. They did have a manager, so I'm guessing the manager was... Actually, they didn't have a manager. That's unusual, winning the championship without a manager. I could be wrong there. Then Wigan, Man United, Man City, Bournemouth. So Man City again, Middlesbrough. And then I'll go through these seasons without actually commenting too much, so I'll just let you guys read it. Yeah, there you go. Liverpool dominance was under Burnham. I thought so. There you go. I think Liverpool won it 4 or 5 times in a row there. Then he left, of course, which Burnham does when he does really well, and Fritz does it the same. When they do really well, these clubs, they just leave and go to another club and make them champions. Liverpool done really well here. Middlesbrough, there you go. They won the championship in 35-36. Liverpool again, this time under Dave Oliver, who stayed there. So you'll notice Liverpool will be mentioning a lot. Middlesbrough won it again, another 3 times in a row. Wow. Then Liverpool again, and Middlesbrough. And Leicester City coming in now. So it's actually Liverpool, Middlesbrough, Leicester City, Man United are normally, and the occasional Man City and Tottenham are the occasional sides that go in there as well. And there we go. So that is the league. We'll go to the cup now. We'll go to the cup just for the final few seasons, because this could take quite a while. So the last couple of seasons, you could see there that Leicester was beating Chelsea, and then down again, Liverpool beating Man United. So all this information obviously is going to be going, which is going to be sad. But again, I think there's Liverpool beating Leicester there, that it's due for a revamp. And obviously this is the best time for new people to join, is when the game is completely reset. Liverpool beating Leicester there. So let's go to I'm going to look at Italy. I'm just going to try Italy for a little while. Yeah, Italy is quite popular as well. There you go. There's Burnham finishing with Inter Milan for the last season. So let's go back in time in our little time machine, and we'll go back a few seasons again for Italy, because you can see it's quite a few managers here. We won't look at Germany or France because they didn't have as many managers. So we're just going to try this league with a few managers. I think Portugal may have a few managers as well. So Milan won the very first league, with Napoli second and Lazio, and then they won in next year, and then Lazio won, Inter Milan again, Lazio, Inter Milan, Internazionale, or as this English speakers call them, Inter Milan, Napoli, Lazio. So Burnham went to Lazio clearly, and Inter Milan, Fritz went to Inter Milan, and then Arturo went to Napoli and won a lot. Actually, he won it 4 years, 5. Is that 6 years in a row he won with Napoli? Amazing. Then he left then. I wonder where Arturo went after Napoli. And then Juventus under Roy. Napoli again, but under Glenn this time. And then we'll skip through all these seasons. So it's not too boring for you guys. So you can always pause it to see your information. So that's Italy. Let's try Portugal. Portugal did have two managers, and you can see Jose at Benfica dominated Portugal. It's me just going back this season, you can see how many he's won. Oh, there's one season he didn't win. But then Benfica, dominant there. And the second season they didn't win. But most of the time, Burnham was at Porto, that's why. So, and just out of interest, I'm going to Sweden because that's where my B-side are. I just want to see how many years we've won it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't win that season, oddly. 8. Had a bad season there. 9, 10, or that one. 11, 12. Harold beat me there. 13, 14, 15. So I won it 15 seasons. I was runner-up for about 8 of them. Not bad. And then if we turn back time, there you go. There's my... Did I ever win them as me? No, I didn't. So we'll quickly now, for the last few minutes, just go and look at the leagues as they are at the moment. So Liverpool under Dave, and we're going to look at probably the legendary player who was here for nearly all the game's time, actually. So Sasha. So hopefully this will work. There we go. So I'm going to find him. 47 years old. There we go. Probably the best player on this game server. He was around still, 47 years old, still scoring goals. His stats not brilliant anymore, but remember he's 47 years old, and his history was amazing here. So started off in 2019 as a youth player, so basically a year after the game server started, and he's still in the game. So here we go. Started off as a Bayern Leverkusen manager player, and Burnham brought him up from the youth side. Wow. And then he got transferred from Leverkusen to Liverpool for 22.5 million in 2022 when he was 28, 19 years old. And he stayed with Liverpool ever since. Look at the goals ratio, 68 goals in 2025. I'm sure that's got beaten. Yeah, 77 goals in 36. Wow. And even as he was getting into his 30s and then 40s, he was still scoring goals. Like when he's 46 years old, he was still scoring 23 goals in a season, which is an amazing ratio. So that also proves that sometimes the older players is worth keeping because their stats might go down, their average ratings might go down, they might be slower, but they still got the X factor there of scoring goals. So there's Liverpool then. And amazing players like 114 million, so 126 million. So it's going to be sad saying goodbye to these players. I wonder how much this 18 million. Wow. If I don't know how much money Mohammed Beside had, but how much money does Mohammed Beside have? Just look. 106. I could afford him just. Actually, that's Mohammed Beside. So I'm just going to show Mohammed Beside just for me, so I can look back in time and see what these players look like when it lets me. Server's a little bit slow, even when this game's dead now. So here's my final list of Harmby players. A lot of these were youth players. So Aaron's my top striker for many years. I've had him since he's 11. He's been with us for 11 seasons, and you can see his goal ratio is really good. And I haven't got a back button on my new mouse, so I can't click back. I have to go the slow way, if you're wondering. Larsson and Eriksson, both youth players. These would have been my future, especially Eriksson there. And then Larsson was just as good. Like the good thing about this Harmby sides is I can tell you that about 75% of these players are youth players, were youth players, hence why I stayed with Hammarby. So Höglund, for instance, a Swedish international, is a former youth player. You can tell them by youth player because own product there, it says it there. And even Ski was a youth player, and he was our ultimate top striker for many years, and he's now close to, I wouldn't say retirement because of the Liverpool player. He probably would stay as a bench player and come in. You can see he's got 57 goals, but he didn't have the best of starts though with us. One stage I was going to sell him actually. So there's my harm. Be sad to say goodbye to them, but I'm all for a fresh start on this server, starting from fresh again, and then joining a random club. I have to choose which side. If I probably won't go to Sweden, I'll probably try choose someone different. And of course, got two managers in this, so I'll see what happens. Anyway, here's Spain. You can see a number of sides here. Barcelona, clearly dominant side. Uh, Bernardo's been, I think they've been number one for quite a few seasons, or up there anyway. So they're doing really well. We go to Germany. Germany, as I'm quite surprised it's never been as busy as I thought it'd be. But that's the Germans. So Fritz is now at Bayern Munich, Bayern München. Um, so we'll quickly have a look at his side when the game lets me. Again, the server's a little bit slow today. There we go. So obviously he's going to build this side for the future. He's already got a very good side. Of course, Fritz knows the game really, really, really well. So when he comes back into the new game, I'm sure he's going to be dominating the side. Portugal, Benfica. We'll go to Benfica because Jose's been there for quite a while. So we need to say goodbye to Benfica. Multiple champions of the Portuguese league. There we go. Look at these 99 skill players. Look at this player here. Wow. Two 99s there. People be dreaming about having stats like that. You can get 100 stats in this, but seeing 100 stat player is quite rare. Turkey's already been used by a few managers. We've got two sides there. The side that I can't never pronounce right is still there. And we'll just quickly have a look at their players. But we're near the end of this goodbye to Phoenix 1 server as it is. So by the time you probably see this video, those who are interested in watching this would have gone, been completely resetted. So I thought it'd be a nice idea to do the video just to show you how all the French leagues looked. Now France is not being used as much. There's Nimes. Nimes are coming back, I think. I was at Nimes for a little while. And then, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen to this server. As I mentioned before, I've given Burnham some new team names for the English leagues. So that'd be a nice little difference to the server. I've updated the team names basically. So so it looks a little bit more update. So for instance, I can say if Burn's done the changes that Bury will not exist anymore. They do exist. They folded a few years ago. They are back now, but in the lower leagues. Southend United, for instance, are now in the National League, so I've taken them out. And I put in some new sides in there, some fresh new sides, and given the stadium details as well. So that'd be good to see some little new names in the game. Even Rochdale, I think I've taken out as well because they are now a non-league side in real life. Even though this is a retro league structure of sides gone back to when the game first came out, I thought it'd be just nice to have a couple of new sides in there just to freshen it up a little. So anyway, that is what the current status of the game is. if we look at nation points, who's got the most nations? These are how the seeds in the Champions League, UEFA Cup as it was then, and Toto Cup are done. So this is how it finally looked. So you can see here the top seeds were Romania, England, Czech, Sweden, Denmark, Scotland, Portugal, Spain, which is quite unusual. That this is because I'm quite surprised Romania and Czech Republic are there. If I just go over and see why, I think it's because they've got really sides that keep dominating a lot of things, like this Romanian side here. We'll just have a quick look at it, let the game load up. It's not letting me. There we go. I think what was one of the reasons why the game server needs to be reset is the transfer lists. Transfer lists now mean nothing. I'm afraid to say. Oh, look at these players I could have bought. Never mind. Can't buy them now because there's no point buying them because this game server's not going to last. Like, for instance, it's very rare to see players like these being sold in the game server. What I'm currently manager of, is that 154 million or is that 15 million? That's 15 million. Like, I could put him bid in there and I would have got him, but I think what happened to the game, do you know? Thanks. Oh, hasn't he not been reading Facebook? This is live, by the way. I will reply back to Jose in a minute as soon as I've done this video. He hasn't looked at Facebook then. So he will know tomorrow. So there, as I was saying before, I think what's killed the game is something's happened to the game anyway, that some tick went wrong, and then Burnham decided to, we backed him up saying that I think the game server should end and start from fresh. But I think the initial problem was that the lack of decent players on the transfer list. Not many people were selling players at all. They were rather keep hold of them or just loan them, and that kind of killed off the transfer list. And only those players that were listed were players over 30 or something. So with the new game being revamped and restarted, we will start from fresh. And so the first couple of seasons are going to be quite mad. People starting off in level 1 sides, but people like Burnham, people like Fritz, they will instantly go into a level 1 side, and you'll see that side then pinch players from other clubs using various, the BCC clause and stuff like that, and making them into an ultimate great side. So within 2-3 years, I'm afraid I think the game mods is going to turn into pretty stale in the transfer market again, which is sad, but at least starting from fresh gives us a chance to may enjoy the game for a bit longer again. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. I've been chatting for nearly half an hour. It's sad to say goodbye to Phoenix 1 as it currently is. Again, this is not the death of Phoenix 1. It is coming back as a fresh game. And yeah, it will be interesting to see what's going on. It's always nice to do a Manager Sim video because I used to do them a lot many years ago. I very rarely do Manager Sim videos now as I'm concentrating on the retro channel. If you haven't subscribed or liked the retro my videos, then please do. It's be nice to get some new subs on my retro channel. It's always nice to welcome new people to the channel. Anyway, that is it from me. Goodbye, Phoenix 1. Let me know what your thoughts about Phoenix 1 was, if you played it. And if you've never played Manager Sim, then give it a go. Again, my retro series episode of Manager Sim gives you all the details how to join. Anyway, that is it for now. Bye bye everyone, and chat to you soon.